We caught up with the train below the I-94 overpass, where we observed the crew as they continued to switch. With about 2 more hours of switching to do, we opted for some mainline action and met up with our friend and photographer Ken Borg, a well-known Motor City rail fan.
Well, hi everybody. Hey, we're in Taylor, Michigan. Just off of Monroe Boulevard here. We're about milepost 11 on the former Wabash, now Norfolk Southern. And we're waiting on Canadian Pacific trackage rates train 241. That's come out of Windsor through the tunnel. And this is a CP crew on this train, and he'll be running to Elkhart, change crews, CP men, and on to Chicago.
Now, Ken, you've lived here for most of your life. What would you say is the best part about watching trains in Detroit?
Well, we have the variety here. That's something you guys don't have, because you figure we've got CSX, we've got NS, we've got CN, we've got CP, and we got Amtrak. And down there we got the Delray Connecting, and we got Cliff Steel. And if you cross the border, you got Via Rail Canada.
Can't go wrong with that.
Where else can you go? And it's too bad. Now, in the old days, across southern Ontario, both the C&O and the New York Central had tracks across southern Ontario.
Unbelievable. Now, Ken, have you noticed a big change at all since the Canadian Pacific Kansas City merger?
Yes, trains really are way off their scheduled times. Though we'll see on this train here, they've just picked up some aluminum ingot business, which they never had on this train before.
And you were saying you haven't seen any KCS locomotives, really?
No, I thought there'd be a plethora of KCS units, but no, there hasn't been.
Huh. Well, let's get our first CP KC 241.
The old Wabash Main Line out of Detroit is one of the busiest lines in the state of Michigan, seeing roughly 12 trains per day between Norfolk Southern and CPKC, which utilizes trackage rights to Butler, Indiana. The route is a major automotive artery that provides the big three automakers with a direct connection to Kansas City, allowing for the shipment of brand new vehicles, frames, and auto parts between key assembly plants located along the line and beyond.
He comes out of Toronto and he's going to Chicago via Elkhart, Indiana. And when we saw the train leave, they went by C.P. Roberts. Now we have an eastbound Canadian Pacific train coming at us from C.P. Roberts. And this might be a CP 734 if he's got auto racks. We'll find out shortly. There's empty auto racks here for Southern Ontario, both for Windsor and probably St. Thomas and Oshawa. And he's eastbound on a former Wabash. He'll be going into Oakwood Yard and then continuing on to Windsor. And we're at the Trolley Industrial Park. This industrial park was built in the 1960s jointly between Mayor Trolley, who was then the mayor of Taylor, Michigan, and the Norfolk and Western Railroad. And at one time they had a crew dedicated to this place. Now I think there's just one customer in here.
We'd like to thank Ken for being our guide to the Motor City, along with our friends Pete Mayer and Charles Galetsky Jr. for their expertise on the operations and history of the Detroit Connecting. Without them, this project would have been impossible. We'd also like to thank you, our viewer, for tuning in. Soon, we plan to produce more great coverage of Detroit's many railroads and look forward to sharing it with you. Until next time, happy railroading from all of us at Delay in Block Productions.
So I guess you could say this industrial park was tailor-made.
Yes, this was tailor-made in the city of Taylor, Michigan. So there's plenty of room for expansion here, not only in Taylor, but in the state of Michigan. Bring your factory here.
And there's plenty of rail to serve you.
Plenty of rail. CSX, Norfolk Southern, Canadian National, CPKC.
You name it, we got it.
Amtrak, over via rail in Canada. And we got Delray Connecting located in the city of Delray. Plenty of industrial sites.